Okay, good morning. Today you can see we are struggling on one of our clash rounds. We're playing Rob's Rebels. They are they're currently in 12th place. I mean, 94,000 points, and they've only played 10 games so far. We cannot compete with them on volume. What happened there? Yeah, we cannot compete with them on volume. Let's have a look at where we are. Chambers Bay, 106 points is kind of an odd score. That's 2 on 12 on a super pass. That's a slightly odd score, that. I suggest maybe 2 equals. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They've used 1 SP so far, is my guess, unless, yeah, they've used 1 SP. Skyman 7710, a name I recognise, but I'm not sure from where. Probably a turf war or possibly a bracket. Susie 919 is a very good player too. So look, they've got lots of very good players. Milan Golfer is also another very good player. So they've got lots of quality in their squad. So the only way we can really get back at them is either through the awards or through some very good use of super passes. It is unlikely that I will beat Andy Mack's 161-yard hole out. That's quite impressive. But it's also unlikely that they'll beat Golf Banks' 39-foot putt unless they decide to go out and hit balls around the green until they do later. The other rewards, we have no chance. You can see they've got 4 times as big a putt distance as us, which is probably because they've got 4 times as many rounds going in. Sand saves, we're in big trouble there. I can't do anything about that, I don't think. Birdie or better is hosed, and green in regulation is a problem as well. So this is looking pretty bleak. So all we can do here is to try and maximise the SP use. And I explain to you what I'm going to try and do here, and this is easier with the mouse in. You can see the little cursor here. All we need here is to be able to get these multipliers. These multipliers are the key things. If we can take the top 4 slots 6 times, 5 times, 4 times, 3 times, all there or close. I mean, with a team like Rob's Rebels, it's a big ask to have all of your rounds better than all of their best players. But regardless, if we can get 6, 5, 4, 3 times, 200 points times 6 is 1,200 points. Another 200 times 5 is another 1,000 points. That adds up quite quickly, and that can get you out of trouble and into a reasonable score. So we have to use those well. I'm going to have a go now. I'm going to take the mouse out because it was causing me a few problems before. So I'm going to take that out and I'm going to have a go. 7 SPs left. That leaves us with 9 in total. There's 2 per game get added. 9 in total. So we can afford to use 4 or 5 here, depending on how much we think we can take those top 4. All that is important is taking the top 4 slots. Nothing else matters here. We just have to take those 4 slots with the SPs. If we cannot take them, we should not use an SP. If we are pretty confident of doing so, then we should. It's really quite a simple equation. So for this one, 16 times 143 divided by about 170 at Chambers. With that wind, 113, and that's about a 70% wind. Start that again. 16 times 143 over 170 times 0.7 equals 9.42. 70% wind, up about 5. So 14 up is 157. About there. And it's going to be about there. Take a hair off that. That'll do. 9.3. I have a note on this. This green is a little bit funky sometimes. From right hand side, no, I've just got to put from right dives more than it looks. I seem to remember that this dives more than it looks too, which is why I was looking at that. So why don't we aim a little bit further outside the hole, and then hit it reasonably firm. Did turn a little more than we thought. Okay, so this hole is a menace. But the trick here is
that's a huge drive.
It's hard to miss the fairway, so you're really struggling to miss that. So it all comes down to putting the second shot in a reasonable place. So 14 times 191. I'm going to divide this by 180. Uphill it just never. This one never quite turns as much as you might think. So by the time we take off that angle, about 13 for the wind and for elevation 194 less, maybe about another 3 or 4 is going to be 190. And move it all the way over there. It's about 13 yards. When we take 6 yards off it, which is going to get us to there. Misdinged it slightly, left it a little bit to the right of the hole. I was surprised that got the heartbeat, if I was honest. 7 times 8 over 11, 5.09. We'll need to hit it a bit harder than that because it'll be going around in a big circle here. This is a bendy one. But nevertheless, very makeable. It just tends to come in a bit more from the side than you might ideally wish to be doing. How does that feel? It's pretty good from that angle. I'm going to learn nothing at all from that. It's a terrible angle. Or perhaps that either. Which means we just need to, if we are comfortable with that, we just need to commit and hit. A little bit more. Cool. Now this is a crucial hole. Don't give me a terrible wind. It's not the best, but that's okay. That is okay. 2 things to watch for here. The first is that the distance is wrong. It's not 293 at all, it's 280. Add on 14 for the elevation, 294. There's a slight headwind, sorry. 298, let's call that. This is going to be about 92%. Now that's problematic. The problematic thing with hitting it in without that being a full shot is it comes in, I mean, with the green that far above you, it comes in low at the best of times. And that is going to cause potentially it to kick off a downslope and shoot to the back of the green. So we are going to try and hit this a little bit extra and land it into the upslope. Like that. Love a heartbeat on a ding drive. Down you come. Perfect. We call that nicely. Oh, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. Didn't roll all the way down, did it? Never mind. Good shot. We did what we intended. That is all that really matters. That was one of those. It would have been really easy to go up that big slope at the top and leave a devilish shot back. So what is this? 9.1, 9.2, nice. 1.7, 7.5 times 8 over 11, 5.5. Add a little bit for going in a circle. this 6 and a bit. There we go.
Solid.
Beauty. That's crucial. They're 50 points. You need those 50 points on these super passes. Because that is what, against a good club, against the teams that don't play, you can sort of get away with anything. But against teams that really know what they're doing, yeah, a lot of guys can go and shoot 8, 9 under.
That's a huge drive.
9 under is 216 points. 8 under is 202 points. But if you can get the 50 points in there, it really allows you to sort of boost beyond that and get a chance to sort of fly past them. So this one is a menace. It's going to be about 14 or possibly 15 of wind, 2 of elevation. 171 less 15 is 156. But this one always runs more than it should do. Partly because the green's above you. I do wonder if there's something to do with this slope. It just tends to want to shoot up there, and then once you get up here, it's a terrible putt. How much do we want to aim this a bit that'll go right to left? I think we sort of aim at that bank there and let it drift. So I'm playing this deliberately 3 yards short to release slightly. Well, that's a good start with the heartbeat. Yeah, that'll do. Take that. Didn't really release all that much at all, but shouldn't complain about that. Would have certainly released if it had landed a bit long, I'm sure. 3.4. So how hard we need to hit this, but it's going to go round in a circle again. That makes it 4. And we just got to watch this big ridge that's coming down here. That is going to make this a bit bendy. Am I over borrowing that? I'm a little worried I'm over borrowing that. But it turns a lot at the start. I'm going to go here and off ding slightly instead. That I think is just probably nearer. Oh. Well, okay, don't worry, Rob. You've done exactly what you intended to, and you got a terrible result. That is, there's nothing you can do about that. I find it annoying that the cursor is 100 yards short of where you want it to be with this club. It's all right with my level 96. The level 96 one used to put it at in a sort of a sensible place. But this one does not. Oh. First world problems. So this one's probably going to have about 10 or 11 of wind impact, 3 of elevation, 134. It's not a nice distance, particularly with this green. I'll explain. So this one, it's really easy to end up here. Everybody, when they first start, they end up here all the time. Then they map the clubs properly and they realise that it doesn't go as far as they think in the air. It doesn't go as far in carry as you think. So that's why you're all coming up here. You haven't mapped your clubs properly. Go and map them. Or failing that, steal somebody else's notes and use the same ball and club. Once you've done that, you realise that actually if you fly it a bit further, there's a ridge here that will roll the ball down to the flag. And therefore you won't have that problem anymore. You won't have that problem at all. So once you've gone that far, you can start to play more confidently. So this 134 we said, which is an unfortunate distance. I don't like my 9-iron for that distance, particularly on a hole where I want it to fly past the hole and spin back. It will tend to want to take a hop on, which tends to mean it will get caught on that ridge. So we are going to play this about 94% of the flag. So I'm going to add a little bit extra. I told you it'll come back slightly, even with that tailwind. Slight misting to the right. That might be too far right. Oh, what happened there? That was weird. Perhaps that was more of a crosswind than a tailwind. It's not a bad putt though, this one. Needs to be given a good bang. Something just about 15 would be the dead weight base, so we'll give it a little bit extra. There's little to fear by going a bit past here. I don't think that is enough. Even up the hill. Okay. With that, give it a whack. Okay, out of there with a 3 is always nice. So here, this is going to play about 25 of full wind. Where is it? Let's just do that calc again. 232 times 18 over 170. Yeah, 25. Plays 214. But it doesn't today. 214 without any wind or with a straight small crosswind. When you are going downhill and you have the wind into, the ball will travel higher. And especially with full backspin, which we're going to use, they're probably going to use, ball will travel higher. And therefore the elevation has less impact. The ball is coming in nearer to vertical. So we'll not play 214 today. It will play probably nearer to 220 with that wind, plus the wind impact, which is probably, I'm going to say that's a 30% impact, which is another 7. So it's going to play about 227. Then, because I'm hitting a 3-iron, I can take a little bit off. It's coming in without the spin. It's not going to move as much as it would with a full backspin shot. So I said 24, that's a bit... it's about there. Ideally we're misting this slightly to the left as well. I think that would be the way forward. Let's go with that. I thought that would be good, you know. We're misting this a tad to the left. Where is it going? Where is that going? Oh. Okay, again, we've done what we wanted. Cannot get upset with that. That was just one of those things. Maybe it wasn't quite as much of a headwind as we thought, and therefore the elevation wind impact was played too much. Obviously we played too much, look where it finished. The crosswind impact wasn't so much either, was it? So the chip, we're going to have to aim a little right for the wind. It's got to land past this break that's going to our left. And so I think we're only going to have to deal with this bit of wind, this bit of break down here. Pitch. It's 11 speed greens. We don't have to play full backspin. We can allow for, it's not enough wind impact. I'm going to play a little bit more in case it starts spinning that way. So this is going to be about there. It's a good chance to hole this one. It's a really good chance to hole. If you hit the ding. If we hit the ding, we hold that. It's a poor shot. Poor shot. Sorry, team. That was rubbish. If I'd hit anywhere close to the ding, we'd hold that. But here is that's not a great wind on this one, if I'm honest. We'll explain why in a bit. But it is what it is, so we're going to have to play it.
Good ball.
Right, now the challenge with this one is the green is really, the pin is just on the top of a slope. The green is an absolute devil. So anything up this way here, and particularly here, is completely hosed. You have no chance at all. Well, I mean, you can hold it, but it's more likely to go down here, particularly on 13s or, heaven forbid, 14 greens. You just have no chance. This is the place you want to be if you're not going to put it straight in the hole. Which you can do. It'll often be rolling down the hill a little bit. It often can go in the hole, just not as often as we would like. So this is not a bad place to be here. But you cannot be short, you cannot be left. I'd far rather have a putt from all the way down here than here. And certainly than here, that one is unmakeable. So don't put it there. Let's just check the angle of the wind here. Normally I would play this about close to 7, but I'm going to play a little bit less just to make sure it ends up down there and not in some unforgivable place. 95 plus, I'm going to play 4 for the wind, 99. And I'm going to simply add a bit as well, just because I don't want to be caught short. Heartbeat's a good sign. It means we haven't played overly cautiously. Oh my goodness gracious, it stopped up there. That was weird. That was really weird. However, it's probably close enough that it's not a significant problem to us. We have a choice here. We either blast it, risk going about 8 feet past, or we try and dribble it and accept it might miss left. That's not moving that much, is it? Blast. Oh fuck. Oh no. Again, we sort of did what we wanted there. That is annoying. You can see how straightforward this putt is from here. I'll just check that this isn't doing anything funky. Greens with big slopes, you can get some really weird dot movements, and it can cost you shots. $152. We really need to step this up a bit. This is not going to make the grade. Too many unfortunate moments. 18 times 223 divided by 170 is 24. That is, it's a funny camera angle, this one. You trust this one, don't trust the other one. It's pointing somewhere, it's before 8 o'clock, isn't it? It's more than a 50% wind. It's probably 60% wind, that. 14. So 221 plus 14. 1 plus 14 is 235. That leaves us a choice. I prefer that. This will take a little bit off for hitting it without any that much backspin on it. And we'll only need to go over here with that as well. Let's go. Pull that a fraction. Hopefully it's well, where's that going? Under 221. Oh, wow. I would not have thought it would have finished there. That is weird. It's going to be one of those days, is it? 44.3 times 8 over about 10. This is going to play. Might not even play that. I have a choice. We can chip. Similar to the last hole, it's a couple of holes ago, it's quite a makeable chip. Or we can guarantee that it's rolling with a putt. It's going to be difficult to judge the elevation and pace with a putt. So there's always a chance that even if we get the line right, it's not going in the pot. I mean, that would be the place to chip. Now let's just. I really need to make this one or make eagle up the last. So I would very much like to make this one. That looks like it's going left to right and then right to left. If I were to hit it straight with a putt. Yeah. I'm going to putt this. I just think this is rolling. I like stuff that's rolling. If you want to hold it, you've got to roll it. Stuff that's bouncing tends to jump over the hole or catches the side a bit easier. So we're going to add 3 for the fringe. Rule of thumb, it's usually about that. I'm going to add a little bit more for just the fact it's so uphill. So I'm going to hit this close to 40. Is that right? Let me just do that calc again. 26.3 plus 18 equals 44.3 times 8 over 10. 35 plus 3, 38. Add a little bit more just because I feel like it. Yeah, that was right. Pulled it a bit, might get away with it. No. Oh well. That was unfortunate. That tee shot just decided it didn't want to move on the wind. So we need the. Oh, come on, give me a break. Yeah, that sucks. Can we get up anyway? I just doubt it.
That's in the
really
garden
doubt
spot.
it. Yeah, 260 into that. That's a no. I might have a go, right? But I think it's a bit silly. Go. That was a little bit silly, but it just felt that 50 points was worth the risk. If you could get over there, it was likely to get the heartbeat. It was likely to leave us something makeable. Now, this annoys me that the views are always a bit stupid. What you obviously need is something where you can see what you're doing. So some of the views we're getting there are just not helpful at all. This is up 4 feet. It comes down. This is actually quite a steep slope, I believe. I want to just land it on the front of the green. I'm going to leave the pin in. Normally I take it out. I'm going to leave the pin in as a backstop here. What the hell was going on there? Well, that's an interesting view. We'll ignore that. Something like that's going to roll. Oh no! Right in the middle of the can. I mean, it was going past, wasn't it? But not a single thing went right there, did it? That was a lot better than that, I thought. 186. Damn. I mean, all of those. It's fairly evenly distributed. All of those, I mean, 12, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, we got some terrible breaks there. Some absolutely terrible breaks there. Oh well, let's have a look at how that plays out. That was very irritating. And you can see 254. That's a good score. That's a very good score. So but you can see he's got the eagles. He's got a couple of eagles for that, which we could have easily done. There. We've got a very unkind wind up 18. So they have used 3 SPs. I'm going to retaliate and use a second one here. And just try and boost us up a little bit and stop them from thinking they can run away with this. Golf Banks' putt still held up good, man.